Mogul Motivation, educating and empowering entrepreneurs 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. If this is your first time listening, this podcast is for the aspiring entrepreneur who is trying to get over that hump and make things happen. This podcast is for anybody with a dream that wants to aspire higher and accomplish that dream. People who fail and suffer setbacks should not be criticized. People who commit to a genuine dream and work at that dream tirelessly should not be criticized, because these are people who take risk, and without risk, there is no reward. The ones who refuse to take risks, the ones who refuse to expose themselves to loss, to damage, to pain, those are the ones who lack courage. Those are the ones who will ultimately fall short in this world. And it's not because they are afraid. In fact, fear is the chief ingredient for taking risk. The difference between those that take risk and those who don't is simple. Risk takers do not let fear consume them. Those who run from risk do. Risk takers go forward despite shivering, despite the anxiety, and they don't care because their drive for success is far greater than their fear. If you continue to play it safe, you will remain in the same spot for a very long time. I talk about John H. Johnson on so many of these episodes because his story intrigues me so much. No matter how many times I read it and dissect it, he's one of my idols. John H. Johnson and his family was on welfare. He wore the same clothes to school almost every day at Dunbar High School on the south side of Chicago. And after working for an insurance company, he realized an opportunity no one else saw or no one else cared about, to create his own print news for the black community. Now, the year is 1942, and then nobody is thinking about the black community. Not even black people is thinking about the black community as a whole. But he saw a gold mine. The problem was, in order to secure the $500 loan, he needed collateral he didn't have. So he asked his mother, can they use the furniture? And after a week of deliberation and prayer, his mom agreed, and they was able to secure the $500 loan. His publication, Negro Digest, would go on to become profitable enough to create an empire that spawned the popular magazines Ebony and Jet. If John H. Johnson didn't take a risk, he would have continued to live a mundane life, possibly. Had his mom not taken a risk, they would have stayed at the bottom of the barrel, most likely. Risks are necessary for all entrepreneurs and dream chasers. Nothing great will come without a risk. That empire you dream of will remain a dream if you don't take a risk. Stop playing it safe. Stop being timid. Stop letting fear consume you. Safety nets can be problematic. Sure, it can keep you from falling, but it's still a net. You can still get tangled and caught in it like a web. You will be consumed and wrapped up and feel like you can't move. If you're afraid, write that business plan anyway. Risk your self-consciousness. If rejection and criticism makes you nervous, seek financing for that business plan anyway. Risk your comfort zone. You can't find the financing? Look at other options: personal loans, business loans, 401k, business grants, and on the extreme end, a second mortgage if you're passionate enough. Risk your bank account. Risk your credit. Business is up and started. Risk your social life. Risk have levels and levels, but it's up to you on what you want to risk, what is worthy of risking. Of course, every risk you take, no matter how big or small, you must assess the impact if that risk fails. You have to take a calculated risk at every turn. Don't take spontaneous risk, because that's how you're automatically going to set yourself back. But are you willing to put something on the line to get where your dreams are? Even if the risk doesn't work out in your favor, you tried. And now you can learn from the mistakes you made, and you know what not to do for the next risk. Don't ever let anyone cowardly enough to take a risk judge you for taking leaps to get to higher grounds, ladies and gentlemen. So let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. Take calculated risk. Manage those risks, and watch those risks elevate you to success. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll talk to you next week.